What's up, ladies and gentlemen? So I'm just, how you doing, Mel? So I'm gonna start this, and I'm gonna preface this. This is gonna be me at my most acidic and this basically full asshole mode. So just FYI, why your forearms and calves don't grow? I got the question that I actually answered, and I shouldn't have, because all it did was piss me off, as to why someone's calves don't grow, and their squat and their deadlift are good, but their calves are skinny. And do they just have bad genetics? People, if you don't fucking train something, why in the fuck would you expect it to grow? How the hell does that work? The thing that I don't ever work on, I'm not good at. I don't understand it. Are you fucktarded? Really? Yeah. How do you even string together that line of thinking? How did that come out of your mouth where you type that into the keyboard as a coherent thought that you think that's an actual logical question that's worth asking? I have no idea. I cannot fathom the levels of this sheer fucking cognitive stupidity of having a level negative 90 IQ that you think that question makes any fucking sense at all. That your brain is capable of conceiving a question and thinking that actually is valid. I have no idea. I have no fucking idea. How come the thing I don't work on, I'm not good at? That's basically what you're asking. Basically. How come I can't speak Spanish? Do you practice Spanish? No. Oh, really? Riddle me that. You don't say. How does that work? I've never heard of that phenomena before. So apparently, to get good at something, you have to do the thing. Huh. My God, my brain's just fucking exploding right now with nuclear atom bombs of truth. Jesus fucking Christ. Fuck, it's a fucking shame what soy has done to millennials. I have no idea how some of you guys make it through your day. I legitimately do not. I do not. You're like goddamn drones. Anyways, I'm in a good mood now. Hello, my lady. There we go. We got a lady on this. Now I'm in a good mood, unlike you bro fucktards. So, hello, ladies and gentlemen. So, how do you get your forearms and calves to grow? Let's actually address the question. So, forearms and calf muscles, yes, there is such a thing as having good genetics. Some people, and this goes for both men and women actually, some people can have fairly muscular forearms or fairly muscular lower legs, calf muscles, without necessarily really doing much for them. Maybe you played soccer when you were younger, you have big calves. Maybe you start working out, and just from the combination of doing push-ups and pull-ups and dips and rows and chin-ups, you actually get pretty good arms. That does happen. It does. Now, that said, if that was you would already know that, as I often say. If you had good genetics, you'd already know that. So let's assume that you don't have those kinds of gifts, so to speak, where your muscles just grow without necessarily directly training them. What do you do if you want better calves? What do you do if you want... Hold on. Block. Child, what the fuck? Okay, hopefully they're blocked. What do you do if you want better calves? What do you do if you want better forearms? You have to train them directly. The calves and the forearm muscles, they are designed for endurance. They're designed for endurance. They are endurance muscles, meaning that they can do a lot of reps. A lot. So they're not muscles that you train heavy. If you want bigger forearms, you do forearm curls. Your fist points, your palm of your hand points towards the ground. You curl the weight up, you curl the weight down. You can do farmer's walks where you're carrying heavy dumbbells. You do that 30, 45 seconds, 3 or 4 sets. It's a lot of time under tension. If a guy picks up fights constantly, is that a bad sign? Yeah, that's a really bad sign. If a guy's picking fights constantly, that's antisocial behavior, and he is going to be aggressive and not in the positive way. Relative to, I suppose, him relative to being in a relationship with him, you're probably going to be dealing with a very angry man. Rack pulls? No, not rack pulls. Your muscles need to be under tension for prolonged periods of time. Rack pulls are done for lower reps. You don't do rack pulls for high reps. So forearms, you have to do forearm curls. Same thing with biceps. How do you get bigger arms? You got to train the fucking muscle. So you do bicep curls, you do forearm curls, you do hammer curls. You do these things for 10 to 20 reps a set. If you do that, your forearms will grow. I've never encountered anybody that had truly stubborn forearms. It's just a combination of it's a situation of not training them properly. Same thing for calves. How do you get bigger calf muscles? You fucking train your calves, guys. High reps. Do lots and lots and lots of high reps. Fully stretch the calf out. Do not get on the calf raise or leg press, or even for body weight. Do not bounce reps. Use a full range of motion as much as you can. Calves, again, I don't think calves are that hard to grow for most people. In all honesty, I don't believe in stubborn muscles per se. There is such thing as not being gifted with certain muscle groups, but a stubborn muscle where, oh, this muscle just won't grow, you're not training it. You're not training it, you're not training it correctly. You're the guy that's putting 19 plates on the fucking calf raise and moving the weight 1 inch, and you got fucking toothpicks for legs, and your ancestors are ashamed of how fucking weak and pathetic you are, and also you're an idiot. How do you train calves properly? Full range of motion. You fully stretch out the calf on the way down, you fully get a peak contraction on the way up. You do that and you feel the muscle working. No one gives a shit about how much weight you can do for your calves. Nobody cares. No one. It's worthless. It's like a leg press. Do you like baby? I love kids. I love kids. So look for a guy. Yeah, if you're gonna be with someone seriously, you want to be with some. If you're gonna be with a man seriously, if you're looking for a partner that way, make sure you find a man that is good with children. You don't ever want to be the man that doesn't like kids, and vice versa for the gentleman. Don't go looking for a partner, so to speak, long-term relationship with a woman who doesn't like children. Not good for you. Like, you have toothpicks for arms and legs, but no one gives a fuck how many pull-ups you can do if you look like a fucking stick, dude. And I say that not to be an asshole, but yeah, I was once that guy where I can do lots of reps and body weight movements. Whatever, nobody knows you work out. You're not getting any woman wet. Okay, you gotta have some fucking arms and shoulders on you. Okay, and having fucking sticks for legs. Again, you know, what was that photo I posted yesterday? The Hercules statue of Hercules. Did you see the ass on that statue? Did you see like that magnificence of that statue's glutes and the hamstrings and the calves? Okay, that's what a fucking man looks like. And that's what a woman wants to be with, because that's a body built for sex, domination, and war. Women don't want to be with toothpick men, because guess what? You look like a fucking 12-year-old boy, and that's not attractive. Cut your block. Don't ever fucking say that to me, people. I will block you immediately. So, train your calves, train your forearms. How often should you train them? Train them 3 times a week. 3 times a week for 4 weeks, and then twice a week for another 4 weeks. And then after 8 weeks, see where they're at. If they're still pretty shitty, then keep training them twice a week. But training them, tripling up and training them 3 times a week for the first month, great way to get them to grow. What do you do each time you train them? You do for forearms. Forearms are pretty easy. You do 2 to 4 sets of forearm curls to failure. High reps, like I said, 10 to 20 reps. You do that 3 times a week. That's a lot of frequency. The muscle will grow. You combine that with something like calf raises. You combine that with something like farmer's walks, where you're also doing heavy farmer's walks. 4 sets, like I said, about 30 seconds. Your forearms, your traps, your arms in general, they're going to grow. And then what do you do for calves? Calves, 3 times a week. Pick a leg press, pick a calf raise, do body weight. Calves, same prescription. Almost same prescription. I always give the same thing. 5 sets for calves, 10 to 20 reps, full range of motion reps, peak contraction on the way up, full stretch on the way down. Do not ever, ever, ever train calves with momentum, ever. The only time you do that is if you are, I don't know, a ballet dancer, but none of you are, so it doesn't matter. I've taken HGs and nothing helped. Dude, I guarantee you're not training to actually build muscle. I guarantee you're not training to actually build muscle. Nothing helps. No, you're not fucking training correctly. Okay, I could build muscle on literally a toothpick. The guys that are hard gainers, I just can't build any muscle. Yeah, no, you can build muscle, but you're not trained to build muscle. You're trained to fucking test your strength, or you're training things you're already good at. So that's what you do. You train your forearms, you train your biceps. If you want your biceps to grow, you train your calves. You want your calves to grow. You prioritize the thing that you want to improve. Priority principle. You do that, and it will get better. But it's a combination of proper training, and frequency. It's not a difficult formula. Same thing applies to chest as well. If your chest sucks and all you're doing is bench pressing, I am not surprised, because you're not really training the chest that much. If you're really at a loss, you can get one of my programs, since I have over a dozen of them, and they fix all these issues for you. Or the exercise guide, which literally tells you every exercise do for every muscle group and how many sets and how many reps. Anyways, I'm done. I'm so glad I'm a girl. All I have to do is to be attractive, to be thin. Make sure you Still work out, honey, because as you age, your genetics are going to decline, and I mean that not to be mean, but sincerely. Plus, for your, do you do private consultations? I do. I do private consultations, $300 per hour. If you want to do that, DM me. How do you feel about the back by chest try or push-pull workouts? Those all work. Those can work really well. It depends on your level. It depends on your level. If you're a beginner, a lot of times I'll have beginners do something of like a almost full body workout, like a upper body, lower body workout. If you're an absolute beginner, if you've been working out a while, then the tri split works really well. Definitely. So yeah, it's just a matter of making that work for yourself. Now, almost every kind of split can work. It just comes down to the level of the training and what you're training for, obviously. Mountain dog calves are tremendous. Yeah, see, there you go. I stay thin by walking 3 hours each day. That's awesome. Do some squats so you got strong hips and you can push a baby out. Also for the women, if you train your lower body, or actually if you just train in general, but obviously you want to train lower body, for the women training lower body, it improves clitoral blood flow, so sex is better and you get off easier. I'm not making that up. That's why fit people have better sex, amongst other reasons. I've heard people say no bench, no chest. Those people are fucking idiots. You can build pectoral muscles by never actually flat bench pressing. I've done it before many times over. Dumbbell presses plus flies, you'll get chest, you'll have pecs. I have wide birthing hips, pushing a baby out won't be that hard. You say that, but your pelvic floor muscles, you still want them to be very conditioned. The other factor being, my dear, is that when you push a kid out, you're going to have abdominal distension. And if you don't have a strong core, it will stay that way. So you'll be one of those women that has really stretched out abs post-baby. So, again, for the ladies, get your ass, hips, and core as strong as possible before you have kids. Before. Not after, when you're trying to basically fix yourself. Pelvic floor muscles, yeah. Yes, exactly. Pelvic floor muscles. You guys are welcome. And if you want to ask questions, you can ask questions. They got a long drive. Finally, Manny knows what the fuck he's talking about. I've been doing this a long time. How long should a workout last? Depends upon the workout. You can have really effective workouts that take 30 minutes. You can have a workout that's 90 minutes, 2 hours. That's personal preference and, again, level of training. There's no right wrong to that. Farmer's walks for forearms? Yes. Yeah, farmer's walks work great for forearms. Definitely. If you combine farmer's walks with forearm curls, you should have forearm muscles, period. Should men train pelvic muscles? Do you want to fuck a woman properly? Yeah, you should train your lower body. That goes without saying. I would hope that goes without saying. No woman wants to be fucked by a gremlin with a flat ass. You'll probably only last 3 minutes anyway. Do you have cheat days? I don't really have cheat days. I eat healthy 90% of the time, and I'm very physically active. So my hair grow like yours, genetics. So my entropy, so to speak, my how should I say this? My metabolic rate, my metabolism is very high. So when I do eat not so good foods, my body just burns right through them. I wouldn't suggest. How I do things is not what I suggest for other people, since most people are not as active as me, or as fit, or as metabolically robust. If you're someone that's just getting in shape, you have to do things much more exact. It's a weird sort of paradox, but the more fit and the healthier you are, the more you can actually get away with. That way. Good question. That's a good question. What else you got, people? Men who grow out their beard, they can be more attractive. Just look at Dev Patel. JBP speaking to SD tonight. No, I'm not seeing JBP tonight. I am seeing a friend tonight, and I'm not in San Diego. So why? Because I prioritize beauty in my life, and as much as I would like to see Jordan B. Peterson, those things that are beautiful to me are more important. That's why I'm not seeing him tonight. I don't have a lot of fitness questions. You can ask. This is not fitness, guys. You can ask anything you want. You know, I mean, frankly, you guys know I generally just get annoyed as fuck talking about fitness oftentimes. I feel as if I'm making you digress. No, I'm done talking, my dear, on the fitness stuff. So, yeah, whatever questions you guys have about anything, feel free to ask. I have a 2-hour drive, so if I can make this shorter, that'd be lovely. the best exercise for pelvic muscles for men. Same for women. Squats, deadlifts, hip thrusts, lunges. I mean, it's the same things for both sexes, honestly. Train your core. There's not really any difference there. So I must do squats before I get pregnant so the baby won't break havoc in my body. Yes, exactly. The fitter you are as a female, the easier it is to get pregnant, the easier the pregnancy will be, the easier it will be to deliver, and the faster you'll recover post-baby. So if you're a woman and you want to have lots of kids, be as absolutely fit as you can possibly be. Fit meaning strong. I don't just mean being fit, but like be strong. If you got baby making hips and you got a strong ass and a strong, core, that kid will fly out easy. It's gonna be an easy birth. You're very welcome. The problem for a lot of women is that they're just deconditioned, and then they get pregnant. Good for them. But then when they go get birth, it's very difficult. And then post-baby, their body just declines. When you're pregnant, your child basically sucks all the minerals out of your bones. You can also get, you can get diabetic pregnancy. There's a lot of things that can go wrong with the pregnancy. There's a lot of ways that the pregnancy can actually make a woman less healthy. And then post-baby, you don't get back to a state of health. So, again, if you're a woman, if all the girls listening to this, you want to have children, I don't want to say you want to, you need to be as physically fit as possible before you ever get pregnant. And plus, the other factor being, the fitter you are, the more healthy your children are going to be. And I think it's in everyone's interest to have healthy children. I don't think I need to argue that point at all. So, good for you. Guys, if you ask snarky, sarcastic questions, you get blocked. I don't fuck around on these. If you have honest questions, ask questions. If you make me read something that wastes even 1 second of brain time, block. Thank you, Vera. You're lovely. You're lovely. Why am I important? Because I am. Deal with it. Are men who sleep around broken? There's a few versions of that. You have men who they seek validation through sex. For a lot, you have to keep this in mind. I guess this is for all the women. Keep this in mind. For a lot of men, and I mean most men, women are always on a pedestal. And even for the guys that think they're red pill, women are still on a pedestal. And the reason for that is because sex for most men is something that's difficult to obtain, and to be in the presence of a woman, it is validating the sensibility that it affirms your masculinity as a man for, I'd say, 80% of guys. So even men who are, let's say, pickup artists, or men who are attractive and maybe find it somewhat easy to have sex with women, sleeping around for them, it is an ego validation. It's an affirmation that I am valuable as a man, and I am important, and I have self-worth because women will have sex with me, or I can have sex with them. That's what it is for most men. And you see that because most men obviously deify the idea of sleeping with a woman. Because for most men, it's difficult, it's hard. And, the number of guys that have abundant sexual partners, the number of men that can truly sleep with anyone that they want and don't need women, it's very low in number. And it's very low. So majority of guys, like I say, about probably at least 80%, sleeping around for them, if they are able to get that state, it still doesn't fill up the ego validation hole that they have. So does that mean that they're damaged? No, not necessarily. But if for the men that prioritize and pride themselves on how many women they've slept with, and that is their, that's the basis, so to speak, of what their masculinity stands upon, they're still fragile on a certain level. They definitely are. You know, that said as well, there's also those men where they love women, they love to be with women, and they do. That traces back, perhaps, to the dynamic I've been talking about, that is she with you, or are you with her? You know, for most men, they are with her. And even for the guys that sleep around a lot, they're still with her. She isn't with them. I'm not sure if that answered the question, but you definitely are onto something, that men are not... Men that idolize that are, I would find, not psychologically healthy. Yeah, the other factor being is that when you are with women constantly who don't mind sharing you, let us say, as a man, it gives you a lower pain of women, obviously. It does. You know, there's a phenomenon where women will share an alpha. There is. You know, if a guy's high enough status, women will make an agreement that, okay, I can't make him be loyal to me, but nobody ever is happy about making that agreement. Yeah, and then at the same time as well, you're dealing with a man who is unable to really bond with anybody. Which, you know, if he's okay with that, then he's okay with that. They can ride the carousel and settle with the perfect girl. Yeah, that does seem to be the idea. And what you find, at least from what I've seen for the men that do that, you know, once you sleep with a certain number of women, or once you are in that mode of being where you've slept with a lot of women, you're trying to sleep with them all the time, over time you just get very nihilistic about women in general. And that's not to say that a man can't sleep with a lot of women and love women. That's not what I'm saying. But for the guys where they center their being around that, you know, they center their being around the notch count. Those guys just always end up in a very pessimistic state. I've pointed this out before, but no, he's never going to be faithful to me because he can get women easily. Well, when you can get women easily, you can. You can. If you can get women easily, you can. I can get women very easily. It's not hard. Yeah, that said, what is my mode of being? Is my mode of being that I've slept with X number of girls, look at me, I'm a man? Or is my mode of being that I've had X number of experiences and that I love women and they're beautiful and I would like to be with one? It's two different states of being. Again, it depends upon what you prioritize. Yeah, the example I've often used with the gentlemen is, ladies too, is that when you have men, let's say, are the pickup artistry type, where they are trying to carpet bomb constantly, where every time they go out, they're going to talk to as many women as possible, and maybe they get shot down. I've heard guys share the numbers on this. Maybe they talk to 10 girls, they get 5 numbers, 2 of the girls call back, they manage to sleep with one of them, maybe both of them. Okay, so you talk to 10 women, you slept with 2 of them. I'm just using an example. Or maybe you talked to 20 women and there was one that you immediately went home with. Great. You do that for long enough, and then the guys get into this vein, which always becomes hysterical, where they basically just devolve into all women are whores. Any girl at any given time will be a slut. How many women did you have to talk to before a woman would sleep with you? If I go somewhere and I have to talk to 20 women before I will find one that will immediately go home with me, and then I make a declaration that all women are whores, the math on that doesn't add up, guys. It doesn't add up. Are some girls skanks? Abso-fucking-lutely. Are many women not? Absolutely as well. It's a spectrum. Girls that are harlots always get attention. I mean, that's what men are drawn to. Yeah, I think one of the things about being a high, I wouldn't say maybe a high status man, but when you are a high level man, let us say, when you're a high level man and you have a sense of maturity about you, you meet better quality women. You do. You know, as I've gotten older, the women I've met have been of, I want not to say, as I've gotten older, the women I've met have been of much higher level than the one I met when I was younger. Definitely have. And that's not to say that the girls I was with when I was younger were low quality girls. They weren't. But the women that are looking for, the women that value themselves and have a very, the women that value themselves and the women that are highly feminine and they're not just going to be with anybody, those women are very discerning with the men that they are with, if they are with them at all. And to find those women, you have to be that level of a man. You have to have that development of masculinity. So the most macho, masculine men find the most feminine women. The most feminine women will not be with a vaguely masculine, low-level guy. They won't. They won't. That's why I've discovered as I've gotten older. As my masculinity has developed and my levels of life have developed, I've met better and better and better and better women. You know, that's not something I would have realized when I was younger. You know, that's why I'm not keen of the I'm not keen of the notch count perspective for men, because fundamentally it's men who are stuck in a sort of teenage boy adolescent mindset. They're never going to meet high quality girls because they're not looking for them, because they are not that themselves. What is most easy is definitely not what is most best. With learning jiu-jitsu, build masculinity. Learning jiu-jitsu could build femininity. And learning jiu-jitsu develops you as a human being, because you are forced to be put into situations in which you must face fear. There we go. Facing fear is always healthy for the soul. Virtue builds masculinity. One could say that, if virtue is what you believe makes a man masculine. Yeah, on a certain level, masculinity is this force. It is. Yeah, masculinity is, in a certain level, amoral in that sense. Being a good man and being good at being a man are not quite the same thing. They definitely can help. Obviously, again, if you train, something improves. Should all men learn how? All men should be comfortable with violence, because violence is masculinity. Masculinity open to interpretation? No, it's not. No, it's not. There's not one truth. Masculinity has a purity of truth to it, and it is what it is. Men are biologically evolved to fight and defend and to die. We are evolved to protect and provide for ourselves. That is not arguable at all. Masculinity is not something that you interpret. There are no new definitions of masculinity. Masculinity does not change. Masculinity is eternal. Masculinity is as old as the universe. And masculinity will exist with or without a man's opinion of it. The men that seek to change the opinion of masculinity are not masculine in themselves. What makes a man masculine now today is the same thing that made a man masculine 100,000 years ago, and it's the same thing that made a male creature masculine in 5500 BC or 500 million years ago. It doesn't matter. It doesn't change. You protect, you provide, you suffer, you die. You do that so that something else can live, so that you can live. If you don't do that, you're failing. Face pulls versus man pull parts for pleasure. Pleasure, posture. Where is my mind right now? Freudian slip. For posture, I would say do both. Do both. Face pulls, they're the heavier of the two exercises. You can do them quite often. I don't think it's possible to do them too often. You can do them almost clearly every workout. Band pull parts are certainly useful for mobilizing thoracic spine. So, I mean, I wouldn't really compare the two necessarily. They are training somewhat similar muscles. The face pull is going to build more muscle, but you could say that the band pull part is going to have a faster effect on posture because you can probably do it more. Do both. I'd say do both. Mouth is dry. Any final questions, ladies and gentlemen? I'm about to hop off this. How to fix anterior pelvic tilt? Google it. I've explained that in a previous Periscope podcast. I'm not going to go into all the details of that. Swim often? No, I don't swim. What's your favorite workout food? I don't have workout foods. My diet is a nutrient-dense, healthy diet all the time. There's no such thing as workout foods. My favorite meal I tend to have after training is just ground beef and white rice with some avocado. Very simple. Very, very simple. Personal trainer. I've been a personal trainer for 9 years. All right, ladies and gentlemen. Good talk. I love you all. Talk to y'all again.